Yo, what's going on? High flyers and Mac technicians. It is your boy, Earth Smack, the mad scientist.
I'm trying to bring in my inner Rusev real quick. But my arms ain't big enough. It's your boy Infamous. What's good? What
We
is
are
good?
Turnbuckle Talk live,
sir.
ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen,
sir.
man, on this brand new YouTube channel of Turnbuckle Talk. We are subsidiary of Orange Phoenix Media. Now, if you love comic books, if you love manga, if you love anime, you love video games, you love all that stuff, go ahead and follow our Orange Phoenix Media channel. That way you get notified on all of our content in regards to that. But if you are a pro wrestling fan and pro wrestling fan only, you come over to Turnbuckle Talk so we can talk shop. And
we are unbiased. We are
Unbiased.
unbiased. Even with the likes of Hulk Hogan, we are unbiased. He could look. That man said he was a racist, but let's be real. The man was everything to wrestling.
I don't know about the unbiased part when it comes
We,
to
we,
Hogan.
we unbiased to a fault. Okay, we're probably biased on Hulk Hogan, but 99.3 of all the other wrestlers out there, we're gonna keep it real and we're gonna have fun with it.
Hey man, yeah, true, man. But I will say, just to let y'all guys know, man, we are definitely like a niche audience. We cover AEW content, we cover New Japan content, so we might dabble in some WWE, but it's not at the forefront though. It's not at the forefront. But today we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We're gonna talk about AEW's Forbidden Door. Yes, AEW Forbidden Door was this past Sunday, man. It did not miss. It did not disappoint. And we got returns. We got people that are leaving for a few months for injury's sake. We're going to talk about all that stuff. And but before we jump into Forbidden Door, man, like overall though, like how did you feel about Forbidden Door after watching it?
If I'm going to grade it, and to be honest, Tony Khan ain't missed on it. He really doesn't miss on his pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta give it an A.
Gotta give it an A.
I gotta give it an A, man. And here's why. Of course, you had the steel cage.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Timeless Tony Storm, my girl. Yeah, Tony Storm. Of course, you also had, Hangman Adam Page and MJF.
Mm-hmm.
Bruh, I'm going to take it a step further. We got a chance to see Tekla and Queen Aminata just all out brawl for a second.
Straight up hands.
Straight up hands. And first off, shout out to Queen Aminata getting her a lot of camera time as of late, because
she's getting a lot of camera time.
It's a lot of folks don't pay attention to her, but for starters, she can straight up go in the ring. Secondly, and of course, to be honest, I'm about to look at just solely the women's division right now.
Right.
Mercedes Monet's match, Bozilla. I ain't gonna front. I ain't never heard of Bozilla, but to see what her big behind can do in the ring, I would like to see more of her. Yes. I would like to see some more of my girl Windsor. I love her. I would love to see some more of her. And what's my other girl that was in that match? Help me out.
Persephone.
Persephone. We need to see more Persephone, because honestly, Persephone's actually been going viral, and I'm gonna just hold my hands up real quick. I need you to look at them. She's been going viral. Not these, but she's been going viral for other things. Sorry, she's thick, but but that match was dope, to be honest. And of course, we know Mercedes Moné is a ring general. Let's call her what she is. She knows what she's doing in the ring.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite matches of the night.
Well, I will say though, for me, I'm gonna give it a minus, and the reason, B plus. I'll say give it a B plus, and I have my reason for that, and I'm going to explain those reasons and we're gonna jump right into it now. First things first, though. First things first. When it comes to AEW Forbidden Door, is that it didn't feel very Forbidden Door-ish, mainly because of the timing of it all. Because G1 Climax just ended, right? So you got these people that has been going through a gauntlet of matches, like the A side and the B side, and Konosuke Takeshita winning the G1 Climax, which is unprecedented. Like, that is like the absolute best tournament in professional wrestling that you could be a part of. And it was like a World Cup of professional wrestling. And if you call yourself winning that, if you win the G1 Climax, like, you are up there. You in the upper echelon. That means when you win the G1 Climax, you have an opportunity to face the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. And which I feel like, after the new belt design, it's only been 13 champions, really. So that's like one of the most prestigious championships in wrestling. So to see that, and for Konosuke Takeshita, but the amount of talent that was in the G1 Climax, fully understand why they could meet their obligation. Well, I'm going to say obligation, could go to Forbidden Door this time around. So Tony Khan had to adjust. A couple people showed up for Forbidden Door, and CMLL is the third party as well. So I will say, going forward, though, let's start with the heavyweight championship match, though. Let's start with that. Let's start with the main event. Hangman Adam Page and MJF. Now,
I had fun watching this one. I had fun watching this match. I did. Like, it told a story. And for starters, Bryan Danielson does not get his props for his commentary.
No,
he doesn't. And he was like, "Yeah, I've been in the ring with both of you." He said the entire night who he's been in the ring with and how good they were. What got me was that he was like, "Yo, I can't say enough good things about Swerve Strickland." When I heard him say that, I said, the guys they got on commentary, one, Bryan Danielson, Excalibur, and whoever else they want to have on there. Nothing against Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross, but Excalibur and Bryan.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, you can throw Daddy Magic on there if you want to, because he makes me laugh. But look here, Ian Riccaboni. Second to nobody. But to answer your question, how I felt about this match, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. The way it ended. Oh man, look, I was cracking up the way he cracked MJF's cranium with that contract case. Oh man, I was in this joint rolling when I watched
that thing. Sounded I will say
he sold the hell out of that.
I will say maybe it was a little overproduced, because I do understand the premise of it, because MJF tried literally every dirty trick in the book,
everything
to get that. But I will say, though, looking at the psychology of the match itself, right? Because I think there were stipulations put in place where if Hangman disqualifies himself, he automatically lose the title. However,
disqualification lose, count out he lose.
Right.
Matter of fact, disqualification he lose, count out he lose. Also the contract did not play a part in this match, so he still has that contract available for a later time.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, he used the table during this match, so by default, he should have dropped that title at that point. So MJF legitimately got to ask the ground if he ever brings it up. But I mean, I think people were so engrossed in the match. I mean, other than like people really, really paying attention to the rule set or what's going on. Maybe that's a miscue or miscommunication or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But even with MJF not cashing in or using his contract, right? You kind of knew that MJF wasn't going to win this match this time around. Like, he's going to wait until, and then Tony Khan made an announcement that he's not copying anybody's formula, like the Money in the Bank briefcase, that kind of thing, or whatever case may be. So he implemented a new rule where you got to notify your opponent a week in advance for your cash in. So that gives him time, Warner Brothers time to advertise this match, to build it. I don't know how you can build it within a week, but still yet though, you know what comes with that. So I think that's smarter on his part. That way you could deviate a little from what WWE is doing with the Money in the Bank, because the Money in the Bank briefcase with WWE is a little stale. Like, it's getting a little stale. So I mean, and the success rate of those contracts with Casino Battle Royal hasn't been successful like that.
As opposed to WWE,
right?
It's hot for the men. It's highly. I want to say I think it's up in the 70s and it's up in the 70s and the 80s success rate. For the women, it's 100% right now.
No, it's not. Athena casting her.
We're talking about for the women in WWE. As opposed to AEW. For AEW, it's not guaranteed. For WWE, for the women, they backed 1,000. For the men, that percentage is up there. There's not a lot of guys that have come up short unless your name is Baron Corbin. Is Jack not Swagger. A lot of Jack Swagger. Is not a lot of Money in the Bank guys that have come up short. But for AEW, their format, you don't know what's going to happen, and that's what I like about it. And it's not going to be now. I do miss that. I would say I like that. Well, I don't like that. It could be bam anytime, but I do like how TK is like, you have to notify the champion, because we're not just going to have an up and sudden championship change. Then we got a whole new storyline we probably got to run with. But if it does give you a chance to boost that time, because at the end of the day, MJF can say whatever the next pay-per-view is, MJF can say this is when it's going to happen. And then MJF can have all his cards in the deck on how he's going to try to steal that world championship.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And the next one up is this is one of my favorite matches, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match between Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel McGuinness, with Daniel Garcia and the pretty much at ringside. But I will say this was more of a technical wrestling chess match. This is basically really what it was. Zack Sabre Jr. is unmatched out here in this ring.
It was a beautiful chess match to watch. And I know Zack Sabre Jr. is New Japan.
Yes.
But if he ever says he's going all elite, I'm gonna lose my mind, because this man is a ring genius right here.
He is, and I don't. So for his style set, for his ring work or whatever the case may be, I don't think he would be a good fit for WWE, mainly because of his moveset, because he's a technical wrestler at that point.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's not a whole lot of pomp and circumstance when it comes to him. Now, he does have charisma. Do not get that twisted. But I think, honestly, and I'm outside looking in, I can just take a stab in the dark. Yes, he do Forbidden Door. He's done Forbidden Door before, right?
Yeah.
But I think he truly believes his home is New Japan. Like, I think he truly believes that he's going to stay in New Japan for a few more years, just by the way he carries himself, the way he speaks, and he's the current world champion at this point. So, I mean, he can out wrestle you, man. Like, to see him do things in the ring is crazy. It's like, it's a reversal for a reversal. Like, it's very difficult to keep him down. And every part of your body is fair game when it comes to him.
That ass is in trouble when you in the ring with Zack Sabre Jr. Like that, like your limbs in trouble. Like, to watch him and shout out to Nigel McGuinness, man, because
yes, sir.
This man just turned. It's not the first time we've seen him turn back the hands of time and get in the ring and get it done. So for them to give us this match, I appreciate that, man, because this was a bit of a technical, what they call it, technical spectacle. This was a bit of a technical.
I like that
highlight for me. This was a technical highlight for me, and let's call it what it is. We don't get a lot of those.
No, we don't.
We don't get a lot of those. That's why I just say this: Timothy Thatcher, Infamous is looking for you, player. I'm a fan.
I'm looking. I
love me some Timothy Thatcher, bro.
I'm looking for Jonathan Gresham to return after he's on the way back. Like according to Jordan Grace, he's on the way back. Like I need.
That was scary.
I'm pretty sure Zack Sabre Jr. and Jonathan Gresham face each other at one point or another, but I just want them to face each other on a New Japan stage and see what they're able to do, man. Because they can lock up, man. I don't care who wins this thing, but considering that they're in the UK, Nigel McGuinness and Zack Sabre Jr., this was a spectacle. To see, to your point, what you said, technical spectacle. This is honestly probably one of my top 2 matches on this card because
this is a sleeper match.
Yeah, whenever the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, right here. Yeah, whenever that World Championship is on the line, and I just want to see it. I just want to see it. Now, what you was talking about was this one, like
boy.
Yeah. Let's wrap a taste when it comes to that. You know what I mean?
Boy, and Bozilla, she's like 21, 23 years old, the youngest in this match, and held her own. And
yes,
Persephone's been doing her thing for a while, but last time I checked, she's young. And of course, we know what Mercedes Moné was going to do. I expected her to win this match. To be honest, 3-way, 4-way matches like this right here. Let's call it what it is, folks. The title don't change hands often, but you will get you a good match.
You're going to get you a good match.
And shout out to Winston, man. They all held it down, man.
Yeah, they did. But Bozilla was the one that stood out the most out of everybody else because this young lady is 21 years old. She's in Stardom. She went up against the likes of Mercedes Moné, Persephone, and Alex Windsor, like seasoned veterans, and she dominated most of that match. Turned heads, got people's eyes like popped out. Like as you said, and like we in the same boat. I haven't heard of Bozilla up until Sunday, so now I'm already subscribed to New Japan World, like NJPW World, but I can actually watch some Stardom matches and see what she got going on. Now, this where it gets a little crazy. So on Twitter, like especially on wrestling Twitter, a lot of people speculating she's gonna get Stephanie Valkyrie because when Stephanie Valkyrie made her presence known against Mercedes Moné in a pay-per-view, almost within a week or so, WWE called her and said, "We got your contract right here." Boom.
She was gone,
and she was out of there. Like to the point that she left her promotion that she had like high and dry. Like, you know, a lot of people speculate that it was unprofessional, blah 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 blah. But a lot of people speculating that they're gonna do Bozilla the same way.
I wouldn't be surprised because they need.
But here's what I'm saying though: don't do that.
Need a big.
I say don't do that, and the reason I say that is because AEW 21, you're not going to get the. Don't go to AEW yet either. Don't go to no US promotion right now. Stay in Stardom for another year and a half, or whatever the case may be, because Stardom, I know they do several matches a week. Like hone the craft, she's already good. Like get exceptionally better, and then you can make your choice between AEW and WWE. But if it was me, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm backing up that Brinks truck. Here's your check. You already showed your ass out here at Forbidden Door. We would like you because they need a big two. AEW need a big two, and she reminds me of Vader whenever she comes out. Like she did the Vader bomb and everything else in between. Yeah,
her whole get up. You know what situation Bozilla's in?
Yeah.
You remember how we talked about Private Party? How they should go across the pond, do their thing about a year or two, basically make your own mixtape. And I think she should do the same because if she goes to WWE, she'll get buried. If she goes to AEW, she'll get buried, but just not as fast. And when I mean buried, I don't mean buried by a superstar. I mean she'll get lost in the mix. And for somebody her age, only 21, WWE could call her up. She goes, and then she ends up unhappy. I mean, that's what her money's gonna be at. But If you ain't happy, you ain't gonna want to be there. Next thing you know, you'll be asking to get up out your contract and everything. Then you gotta wait. Then you gotta wait a minute. Then you gotta start booking. Then you gotta be like, oh crap, it's not going good over here. But then you're gonna go back. Then you're gonna go back to Stardom. Stardom's gonna be like, you should have left in the first place. So honestly, stay in Stardom. Obviously, it looks like Stardom is treating you right, treating you exactly how you want to be treated. And plus, like you said, 21. She's only been doing this for 3 years, so she's raw talent. Imagine what happens if she stays in there and she gets that offer at 26. Like 5 years from now, she gets that offer. But I'm like you, if I'm Tony Khan, I'm giving her check, and I'm telling her like this right here. Let me give you a little bit more, because when you turn about 24, 25, 26, I'm calling you up. Answer no later than the third ring. Mm-hmm. Let's bring it on in, because I didn't know it. Again, I didn't know nothing about her, but obviously she's second generation. She's pedigree, so it's there. It's just still there. Start and make that mixtape and make these American companies fight over you.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't even jump ship. To your point. I would say lost in the shuffle. Now, obviously, if she goes to WWE going to parade her around like, look, we got. Look what else we took away from AEW. Now they'll put it like that, but once that's done, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, what else can you do to stand out outside of that? You know what I'm saying? So they challenge you in that way. Now AEW, the women's roster is fat, but you're not gonna get that reps like you're supposed to get, and that just
there it is.
So
there it is.
It's the reps. I think it's the reps.
There
but again. Outside looking in, my advice is do another year, then boom, Tony Khan. My advice to you is you snatch your ass up immediately, right after that. But you keep a close eye, be in close contact. Obviously, he got a very good relationship with Stardom, very good relationship with CMLL, very good relationship with New Japan and Hiroshi Tanahashi. So from that standpoint, they're in a good place right now. So but Bozilla definitely stood out among.
You know what? My tune would be different though. The only reason, because you brought up a good point, the reps. You know, if AEW still had AEW Dark and AEW Dark Elevation, those could be her reps.
They could definitely be her reps.
Those could have been her reps if they still had those two shows. And of course, those two shows at the longest, at the longest they were what, hour and a half, 2 hours at the most sometimes. And real quick for guys like me, I've said it before, but I miss AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, because AEW for the most part made up my entire week of wrestling almost. But if they still had Dark and Dark Elevation, that's where some of her reps would come from. And she just working with, because the Dark Order ran Dark and Dark Elevation. So I mean, if they still had that, that's where you get a rep. That's where she can get her reps. But without basically they've got Wednesday night and they've got Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'm just afraid she'd easily get lost in that shuffle with WWE, because look how long it took for them to make Raquel Rodriguez look dominant. It took forever.
I think what happened was she took the advice of Kevin Nash. I think Kevin Nash say something about her being dominant, and she was like, she said, I'm paraphrasing. I'm just like, yes, sir. And then from that day forward, it was like a different Raquel Rodriguez. It's like, oh yeah, I took what you said to heart, and I'm gonna use that. So
her Tejada bomb actually look like it hurts now.
Yeah,
that shit look like it hurt.
Yeah. So I will say, going into the next match, which I am so thankful that this is going on, and I am talking about the TNT Championship match. And I'm talking like Kyle Fletcher and Hiromu Takahashi. Man, listen, I'm just happy that the TNT Championship is being defended on pay-per-view, and somebody on the caliber of Kyle Fletcher is the TNT champion. I'm just happy that this is going on, and it's not much I can say about that.
Kyle Fletcher needs a cortisone shot for the way he is carrying AEW to a fall. I mean, and the reason I say that, this dude is a bona fide star, man. Bona fide star. When he gets his hands on that AEW World Championship, I'm giving him, what's this month? August, about to be September. Bro, I'm giving him till March of next year.
Nah, I gotta go longer than that.
I'm giving him till March of next year, and here's why. TK is gonna make the mistake of making him drop that title. And I can see it. I would like to be wrong, though. I would like to be wrong and agree with you.
You mean like winning it or like just challenging for it?
Yeah, winning it. Like winning it. But
I don't know about that because I mean, okay. Look at the
I can see it. I don't know why I can see it, but if not by March, July next year. But within, I'm telling you, within the next year, within the next 12 months.
I can't see that either. You want to know why? Because at some point or another, MJF is going to win that world title, and he's going to hold it for a hot little minute. And he might hold it until All In, and the person that he probably beat him at All In is Will Ospreay in London. Because when he come back from this injury, it's going to be on and popping.
Everyone,
so Kyle Fletcher is not there yet. I mean, he's there, but he's not there yet. And Bobby Lashley. Let's not forget that either.
Disregard what I just said, because I'm just gonna shut my ass up and run along with what E just said, because that's a perfect storyline. Think about it now.
Uh-huh.
And we'll get to talk about the match at hand, this TNT Championship. Real quick. Hangman loses to MJF when he does his supposed cash in.
Yeah, but it won't be a cash in now. You gotta know a week in advance.
When he lets him know. Here comes Will Ospreay, depending on how long he's out. And when Will Ospreay gets it, whenever he gets it, Kyle Fletcher will be waiting in the wind. If Kyle Fletcher doesn't win that world title, that's going to be a hell of a championship match and a losing effort if he doesn't win it. But yeah, I think. But to the match though, Count one, I enjoyed watching that match. I mean, it's Kyle Fletcher. It's hard. It's hard to dislike anything that Kyle Fletcher's putting out nowadays. One, he's got the star look. It took me a while to get with the whole moniker, the Proto Star.
Yeah.
And I actually like the fact they changed his music up, and I understand what's being said and how it sounds, because it sounds like one big guitar riff before he changed it. But Kyle Fletcher's that guy. That's the only way I could put it. And the match itself was dope. But I just feel like Kyle Fletcher just carried this entire match, man. Kyle Fletcher made this match, and he's making just about any match he's been in. That last match he had with Will Ospreay, shoot, I can go back and watch that repeat over and over again.
That's a classic steel cage match. Now
it is.
That's no fault of Hiromu Takahashi, because Hiromu Takahashi is legit. If he goes against someone that is of equal caliber, that's what you're gonna get out of Takahashi. Like if for the listeners, the watchers, if you're not familiar with Takahashi, you might want to check out some New Japan Pro Wrestling matches, because this man can go. Like that's what it is. So for him to go up against Kyle Fletcher, that's a perfect matchup. I just like the fact that the TNT Championship is being defended like on a one-on-one basis, and how he's taking on challenges and how he's doing that. To infamous point, Kyle has it. He reminds me of Randy Orton and Shawn Michaels combined, and I don't even know how they even.
That's a good one right there.
You know what I'm saying? Like he got both of their elements, but at the end of the day, he's Kyle Fletcher. So, and also he renewed with AEW for several years. So,
the swag is there.
He will be world champion. Don't get that twisted. That he will be world champion, and he will be in that world title picture, going forward. I don't think it's going to be next year, but I think
Within the next 2 years, can we say possibly within the next 2 years? Granted,
I say that
barring injury, because we know how this business is. Barring injury, and he's with Sky Blue last time I checked. So
yeah, he's cool. He's all right.
Yeah, I mean, he get mess around, they get married, have a kid or something like that. So who knows? But
that man right there makes his return to AEW after the match with Okada and Swerve. Wardlow is back, man. Wardlow is out here doing.
Yeah, they squabbling out there now. Yeah.
Time that they were in Colombia, I went to the gym one night and met him. Bruh, I said, yo, dog, I know you about to start your workout, but can I get this selfie real quick? Side note, Wardlow is cooler than a freaking fan, dog. This man is so down to earth. He was like, yeah, let's get this selfie in. He started his workout. Every plate on that machine got lifted. I said, yeah, he can fold me up. Let me get this picture real quick. Let me get the hell on up out of here. But it's so good. It's so good to see the War Dog back, boy.
It's so good
to see him.
Man, it's some people that's on wrestling Twitter, bro, and they was like, listen, man, this is I want to say this is your last chance, because he's with the Don Callis family. If you really, really, really pay attention, the Don Callis family will replace the Death Riders whenever the Death Riders like ride off into the sunset or take a break from being out there or whatever the case may be, because the Don Callis family do have gold. They got the International Championship, they got the Continental Championship, and they got the Unified Championship on top of the TNT Championship.
TNT, I was about to say, they deep.
And Konosuke Takeshita is a G1 Climax winner. And Hechicero is facing Bandito for the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. So if Hechicero beats Bandito, then guess what? The Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship is in the Don Callis family, right? So there's that. But Wardlow, I'm so glad that he returned, and he has been backstage at like the previous AEW pay-per-view. He has been around. I think they were just trying to find a good, suitable spot for Wardlow to be. What have made sense, though, was he lined himself up with MJF, because the last time we saw Wardlow is dealing with MJF to some capacity, or he was with Adam Cole and company, but he got hurt. So if anything, I felt like Wardlow should have showed up to deal with MJF in his own way, right? So, and then from that standpoint, you can stretch this thing out, have him turn heel or something, and then have him, be in the Don Callis family and move on from there. Because I feel like if you in Don Callis family, he's kind of like, he's Don Callis. But I look at like what Paul Heyman is doing, or whoever's like by his side, Don Callis is kind of doing the same thing. Well, not kind of, he is doing the same thing, if not more, with the AEW talent. So if you in that family, you good, you Gucci. So let's see what happens with Wardlow and being in the Don Callis family.
And if you in the Don Callis family, you ain't going nowhere by yourself.
No,
if you see one of them, it's two or three of them. Is at least two or three of them in the area, bro. They got Takeshita, they got Wardlow, they got who else? They got Kyle Fletcher, they got Hechicero, they got my man, they got I always forget his freaking name with them horrid braids of his. Everybody that Lance Archer, they got him. I mean, I don't think they go by Roppongi Vice anymore, but they got those two. They got Riker Romero and Trent Beretta.
They got Trent Beretta, yeah.
And they got Trent Beretta.
And Okada.
7. And Okada. That's 8. Who are you? And I mean, I'm not even counting Don Callis. So that's 8. What other faction in AEW has got that many, not only members, but men that can throw hands? And again, you've got Wardlow and Lance Archer. You mean to tell me at some point I wouldn't say let's have these two knuckleheads that like to throw people all around the ring go after the tag team championship. Or
Yeah.
at some point you make the right deadly lineup and you send them after the trios championship. I mean, at some point there could absolutely be a bunch of New Japan ROH AEW Gold all up in that faction. Everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Every member is capable. CMLL. Every member in that crew is capable of carrying something.
Yes.
Whether it's tag team or some solo belt, everybody in that group has the capacity to carry some type of belt. And with 8 members, 8 bona fide and known members that don't do nothing but like to throw hands, how they gonna lose some titles when they got that many that come out and help you steal the title or help you steal a win?
Absolutely, man. And we go from one return to another return, and that is the return of Jamie freaking Hayter.
I was so happy to see her, dog.
Back in the mix, man. And
I was so happy to see her.
Who she go after is Tekla, man, because Tekla dropped it out here. So she's back out in the mix. So we got another return. So that women's roster is getting even fatter. But to your point, I got to give a shout out to Queen Aminata. So Queen Aminata, every bit of time that she gets on television, she makes the best of it, and she makes you remember that time that when you have her on television. And to the point that you had an elongated segment with her and Tekla, we don't even know why they're throwing hands like this.
They just cut to them.
We just cut to them. I mean, anytime they see each other, it's on site. Now, I do love the fact that it's on site. So when you see this fight break out and out to the front, I was like, oh, because like that segment alone meant so much to the women's roster because you are investing time and effort and energy into this women's roster because you are diving into this storyline, and then you get Jamie Hayter to cap this all off in the exclamation point. You know what I'm saying? So now you're gonna have Jamie and Tekla, but now it's a little even on both sides now, right? Because at one point, you know, when you look at Willow, Harley Cameron, and Queen Aminata, and Chris Statlander, they was missing one person. Because if you look on the other side with the Triangle of Madness and stuff like that,
that's such a dope name.
Yeah, I do like it.
It's
but
such a dope name.
This right here is screaming to me at All Out, or maybe Dynamite. Hopefully it's All Out. I hope it's All Out. This is screaming to me, Blood and Guts, the women's version. This is what it's telling me. This is telling me Blood and Guts.
You know who's missing from this right here? Especially if you're gonna have a match like Blood and Guts. There's only one woman that don't mind bleeding, and she's missing from all of this. Dr. Britt Baker.
But she got no skin in the game. She got no skin in the game.
And see, I know. And if you're gonna do a Blood and Guts match, who else to have than the bloodiest dentist that we've ever the bloodiest dentist that we've ever seen outside of the likes of Dr. Isaac Yankem, who of course went on to be king. But I mean, if she was in this match, of course she's going to make it awesome. But enough about Britt Baker. We're going to talk, and love you, Britt Baker, but we're going to talk about the women that's here. Bruh, to your point, they cut the Queen Aminata and Tekla. And that wasn't a girly girl brawl. No, they were squabbling. This was squabbling. Like down. This is look, they were throwing hands, and man, when they got into it, I'm sitting there watching. I was like, wait a minute. And I don't mean to compare WWE, but WWE don't have that many women squabbles like that. And I agree with you. When Queen Aminata got her, when she get her minute or two on that camera, somebody's getting their ass kicked, and she's taking advantage of it. And when Jamie Hayter showed back up, I've missed Jamie Hayter because when she came back, of course, we didn't get enough out of her when she came back recently, and now she's back again. Yeah, and she even got to make a title run. She just got to be there. She just got to be there. But I can see a blood. I can see a blood and guts. I can see a blood and guts women's match, and that would be awesome if we get like a 5-on-5 or something.
Absolutely, man. Then we go to one women's segment into another women's segment, and we talk about Toni Storm and Athena. So I got my reservations about this because I feel like Athena should have won right here. I feel like this should have happened right then and there, or Athena weasels her way to a point where you're gonna have to see me again at All Out, even though I don't have my championship. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna earn this back, and you're gonna see me again. So at that point, she might win at All Out in Toronto. That's the only thing with the result. The match itself was great. Everything was great. I do love this match. One of my biggest fears, and I don't think it's going to happen, is her go back to Ring of Honor, and you don't see her on the main roster show like that anymore. But they're not. I feel like they're not going to do that. I think Athena has done exceptionally well, more than enough to say, "Hey, I'm AEW." Like, even though I'm the forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion, I can still do this at AEW, and I think she has proved the point. The proof is in the pudding for what she did with Toni Storm. Like, she belongs in this upper echelon with everybody else. Ben, doing this. So we'll see where it goes, man. How you feel about this match?
I agree with you, man. The result could have been different.
Yeah.
I'm still happy with the result because now, and especially how tough an opponent Athena was for Toni.
Yeah.
This wasn't no easy match. I mean, they even said it. They say, Toni has beaten Mercedes. She's beaten this person. She beaten that person. She ain't went up against nobody violent like Athena. Athena showed up.
Well, Mariah May is just as violent.
But see, with Mariah May, it was personal.
Yeah.
Mariah May made the feud personal. Athena showed up just for the whole. Of course, she had her contract, but Athena showed up for the holy hell of it because she's violent. And to be honest, I got a whole new respect for Athena. A lot of folks that may not know Athena for her outside of WWE work, a lot of folks may know her for her Ember Moon work.
Yeah.
Athena is a bona fide, certified head buster. If she took that fight to Toni Storm could want to run it back just for the simple fact that Toni barely got up out of that one. And we want to be technical. Toni barely got up out of that one. I can see Toni Storm want to run it just for the simple fact that she enjoyed the dance between those two. But I do agree with you though. Athena, whatever level they had Athena at before, because she's an all-weight women's champion.
Put her up there.
You got to. If you don't, then basically you say, all right, we got your main event. We got your main event type of pay-per-view out the way. Go handle ROH. And then it comes off as if you downplaying everything she's done because they never cease to highlight how long she's been a champion. 3 years. That's a Roman Reigns type. That's a Roman Reigns, Bruno Sammartino type of shit right there.
Oh, absolutely. And I think, and looking at these two individuals, right? Like, because I just love Toni Storm. Like, I love her to death.
Yeah.
Man. I feel like she's such a fun person. If I ever to see her in person, she's such a fun person to be around. You know what I'm saying? Her and Athena both. But I will say, these two women are fumbles in WWE. These are fumbles. Straight up, unadulterated, grade A, pasteurized fumbles. Because timeless Toni Storm is generational. That's gonna stand the test of time. And she is, to be honest with you, I think what she's doing at AEW, I feel like she's gonna stay there. and she's gonna retire there. Like that's just what it's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
be. Athena, same way because I know it's two ways to look at this. You may look at this like, oh, yo, she's at Ring of Honor. She didn't get that TV time like she rightfully deserved, but she's also nearing 1,000 days as Ring of Honor Women's Champion, and also she damn near may be the sole reason why most people actually, or some people actually watch Ring of Honor pay-per-views just to see her matches. Like, she's one of the main attractions, if not the main attraction. And I think the stock just kept getting raised with her to the point where you got no choice, no alternative to see it, because Tony Khan been seeing how we've been clamoring for her at All In Texas. She's from Texas, so, and then she won in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So everything a fan want, Tony Khan actually gave to us. But just to let the world know that these two were once working together in another company, they fumbled, and now we are working for Forbidden Door in front of a record crowd, which I'm gonna address that at some point. But yeah, I hopefully Athena and Tony Storm run that back, and hopefully they do it at all.
Yeah, look at, and it's a long-term fumble next. At first we didn't really think about Tony Storm and Athena like that, but then you see what they've been doing. You look at Vince and be like, bro, why didn't you just let them do what they do? Because I mean, the Timeless Tony Storm character, when I read up, I forgot who was with her that day, but they said she just came up with Timeless Tony Storm out the blue, chilling one day, and then you have Athena, who left WWE, went back to the Indies. Now she's at Ring of Honor, the Forever Champion. I mean, these two are doing better now than they did at any point in NXT. At any point,
or the main roster,
or the main roster. They never use Athena around the main roster. Tony Storm barely even scratched the surface when she got to the main roster. Barely.
Not no fault of her own, but she's showing the world what's up now.
Oh man,
yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Timeless Tony Storm is amazing, and Athena, keep doing your thing, girl. I hope these two can run it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope these two can run it back.
And last, certainly not least, man, we're gonna jump into some more, and this is something that was a shock actually, because a lot of people were speculating that FTR was gonna win the tag team titles somehow, but it was Brodito, the new tag team champions. In real life, they are the closest. They are very close friends, so that's why that chemistry is popping off the way it is. And what, you didn't like that? You didn't like them winning the tag team titles? You wanted FTR to win them joints again?
No, I wanted the Syndicate to retain.
And then who else are going to face? Who else would they face?
They become the next forever champions. I wanted the Syndicate to retain. You know what? I want the Syndicate to retain, but here's the good part about everything that went down in that match. The Gates of Agony are getting some really much deserved camera time.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of there because I was looking at these two. I was like, okay, so big boy finally put some boots on, and what's my man, the other man, Khan? I'm sitting there looking at him. I was like, dude, you in this impeccable shape, but you wrestle like a jobber almost. They treat you like a jobber almost. So for them to put them with Ricochet, I'm like, they're getting some much needed camera time, and I don't know how far the relationship between them and MJF is going to go. Don't know what's going to happen with that, or if MJF just used them as hired guns. But to see the Gates of Agony get that camera time, man, it's because when they were with the Mogul Embassy, they didn't get much.
Yeah, they didn't get much. I think so. One of the critiques that some of these people that say AEW don't do long-term storytelling, that's one of the critiques, right? And that's normally from people that don't even watch the damn product.
Yeah.
Long-term booking, long-term understanding of the story. Ricochet once tried to join the Hurt Syndicate, and they had this man by his throat, and the MVP says
twice.
No one likes a kiss ass. So, in a video, just for the people, excuse me, that just like, why did they attack them? Why they came out of nowhere? It did come out of nowhere. Because Ricky said, like, hey, who's the kid's ass now? We just cost you the tag team titles. You wasn't even involved in this situation. So now you got 2 tag team feuds going on. You got the Gates of Agony and the Hurt Syndicate, because they're going to need a third man, which is probably going to be MVP or someone else possibly. And you got Brodito with the whole slew of other tag teams that can face them for those titles, which will like renew this thing with the tag team division. The reason I'm such a fan of them winning and not FTR is because a lot of people speculating that FTR was going to win it, and then they was going to defend those titles against Edge and Christian, Cope and Christian at All Out.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like but it's in Toronto, in Canada, in their home state. But I do like the fact that Brodito won, because that's a curveball that they threw at you, and the momentum and the popularity that Brodito has garnished over the tag team tournament. It's like, we got a fresh new tag team out here. You know, Buddy Matthews is out. Hopefully he get well soon. Hopefully he'll be back soon. But now the window is open. Like more tag teams. You know what I'm saying? So now it looks like to me like the Hurt Syndicate are baby faces, and the Gates of Agony are the heels in this sense, because Ricochet, I feel like Chris Jericho gave Ricochet the baton so he can run with it as like a hated person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like about that. But like I said, like Brodito, I do love the fact that they are tag team champions and they can go forward. Now, this record. AEW holds not 1 but 2 records in the UK. The first thing they'll hold is the highest attendance record for a pro wrestling show in history at Wembley Stadium at the first All In, with over 81,000 fans, legitimately 81,000 fans. Not the fans, the employees, and everybody else that was there. Nah, the people that bought seats, you know what I'm saying? They still currently hold the record. And also they got a second record, is the highest attendance at the O2 Arena out of any other wrestling promotion. AEW has it at 18,992 people, filling up those arenas. It's safe to say I feel like AEW owns the UK. Whenever they come to the UK, and matter of fact, they're going back to the UK. I think for the Continental Classic. Yep. And I think in February they're going to Australia. They're doing more international shows. So let's talk about something right quick before I before I get on my other tangent here. Because we were supposed to do the show last week, and we got to talk about the predatory practices that WWE is doing, right? So they got to deal with ESPN. ESPN actually had an AEW tab on their website. It is gone. It's no longer there. So only WWE content is on ESPN unless it's commercial, because I have seen 3 AEW commercials on the ESPN channel. But during SportsCenter, they do cover WWE stuff, and they just move it over to WWE. I don't think, to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to go the way they want it to go, because I know they're trying to appeal to the casual fan, right? And on top of all that, you are charging an arm and a leg and a kidney and 2 lungs for those tickets. We talking 5 racks. And I think the cheapest ticket for WrestlePalooza, which is conveniently on the same date as All Out, is going to, I think the cheapest ticket is like $149 or something like that. That's the cheapest ticket. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's going to go as well as they think. And I think what they're trying to do is corner all bits of the market. That way AEW doesn't have room to advertise. And that minimizes the places that AEW can go once that contract is up with Warner Brothers, thinking that Warner Brothers is not going to renew. I think with the amount of revenue that they generated, and they're averaging over 1 million viewers per week, they're not going anywhere. You know, they got HBO Max, they got Amazon Prime, they got YouTube, obviously. You know, there's a lot of other things going on. But on top of all that, Clash in Paris is this Sunday, right? They got over 6,000, maybe going up 7,000 seats in a 23,000 seat arena. Right?
That's only a quarter.
Now I don't know. Look, is not enough stage to cover up all that. Why you didn't open up these seats for everybody else? Like, why are you making this? It's not even worth watching. I mean, it is worth watching. Let me take that back. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I think it's much flack that people give AEW, like, oh well, they don't do this and this and this and this. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
You know what that is. That's a tribalism that you and I have talked about several times on this show, man. And how can I put it? The WWE need to cut. They need to cut the malarkey, man. Because if the idea is to corner everything,
yeah,
you have to realize Tony Khan's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, let me correct myself. He has figured it out.
Yeah, but you know how he figured it out? You want to know how he figured it out? Not giving a damn. That's how he figured it out.
The easiest way to tell somebody F you is to not even acknowledge it and to do what you do. Is to do what you do. Mr. Pay-Per-View, just like Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, Tony Khan is Mr. Pay-Per-View. I'm not saying PLE. He is Mr. Pay-Per-View. Those AEW pay-per-views, he has swung for the fence every time. And matter of fact, Forbidden Door could to me could rival this year's WrestleMania.
And I ain't gonna hold you with this because Forbidden Door is like one of my favorite pay-per-views that AEW does because of the partnerships they have with multiple wrestling promotions, right?
Yep.
Like I think with Tony Khan, keep in mind that this is like a 5 going on 6-year-old company, right? And when you are a young company, they're going to be growing pains. They're going to be obviously there's going to be this popularity thing because this is a brand new kid on the block type thing. There's going to be like there's peaks and valleys. Like, you know, you got valleys going on right here during
comparisons.
Like 2023 going on that. And then they got their groove back going into 24-25 and then not giving a damn about what WWE is doing. Because even when asked the question about what's going on and how do you feel about them lining up their stuff with your stuff, and you're like, well, we're going to concentrate putting out the best product we possibly can for the pro wrestling fan to go out there and watch. So if you ask, mind you, WrestlePalooza is an ECW show from back in the day, right? So this is all going to be a watered down version. If they do a hardcore match or two, it's going to be a watered down version of what ECW used to be. And I'm not interested in that. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to be a lot of blood. Matter of fact, the years that you were just talking about regards to AEW, do you want to know what my favorite time of AEW was? COVID era AEW.
It was good.
When them Dynamite shows came on and the crowd was Billy Gunn, the Gun Club, when the audience was the talent from the back.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the matches. A+. Brody Lee was still showing up. Rest in peace to the man Brody Lee. But COVID era AEW to me, and I said this on somebody's post on Facebook, and my man was like, we don't talk about COVID era AEW enough. The world shut down.
They kept going.
AEW didn't. The world shut down. They use the crowd. They use the talent as the audience. And lastly, one more time, when the world shut down and before they hit the road, I've said it before. Me and my wife, we went to go see him. Bruh. That, and I've been to some WWE shows before the prices became to where you had to sell like 20 feet of your intestines.
Yeah.
But I went to that show. I went in Jacksonville before they hit the road after COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I seen Kenny Omega barely beat Jungle Boy Jack Perry. That was a 5-star match, and they didn't say it, and they didn't make it 5-star. Every match that night
killed it.
Every match. So Tony Khan and Cody was still there. Cody was saying what up to everybody, and so Tony Khan he's figured it out. Tony Khan has just said they can put all their matches, they can put all their shows on the nights we got some, whatever. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to All In, All Out, Forbidden Door, holla at me when we get finished with these pay-per-views and see what everybody say. Because even though WWE was in the UK, because I believe WWE is in the UK last night, on Monday.
Yep.
So I'm gonna call it what it is. The UK is AEW stomping ground now.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I think they're trying to get. Man, I'm still clamoring. I'm waiting. Like, listen, I'm gonna clip this. I'm gonna actually clip this. Tony Khan, my brother in Christ. I'm gonna need you to nail down Africa. I'm gonna need you to get Johannesburg. I'm gonna need you to get Johannesburg. I'm gonna need you to get that. I'm gonna need you to get that and make sure it's a pay-per-view too. Like, make sure Johannesburg is a spot. If you nail down Africa where nobody else has been, that's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you, Tony. Johannesburg. Yeah, exactly. You got it. That's a wrap for you, my boy. That is a wrap. Absolute wrap.
And see, this is what makes it crazy that they won't go to South. That WWE won't even go there.
They have not gone there, but I feel like the first person to go there. Yeah, but I feel like AEW more likely to go there than anything else.
All them African stars that WWE had on their roster, and y'all ain't went. If AEW goes there, with pretty much the only person that they may have even close to it with even the character is Queen Aminata. If they go down there, and if they stick their flag in the ground before WWE does, you've got Kofi Kingston, you've got my man down in NXT, you've had Apollo Crews, who Apollo Crews has got he's got roots. I mean, and Big E's got roots. So I mean, if you've got those guys and you ain't been yet, it'd be somebody like Dricus Duplessis down there waiting on AEW to pull up. Because he's got, even if WWE's got that UFC partnership,
right?
Tony's got UFC connections. Again, Dricus will be sitting there saying, them other guys they want to pull up. Y'all pull up.
Yeah. Man, I will tell you that I'm surprised nobody ever thought about it. I'm pretty sure somebody has, and maybe there's some logistics that we don't know about.
Yeah.
But man. But though, I did look it up though. AEW has expressed interest in 2024 about going to South Africa and how awesome and beneficial it would be to do it. Now, AEW is available for fans in South Africa in TNT Africa on DSTV. Now, with programs like Dynamite and Rampage regularly aired, plus Angelico, originally from Johannesburg, is an AEW wrestler and also behind the scenes as a producer. So there is a possibility, like they got the logistics. I think they got some skin in the game, and as far as like how they can make a move or whatever the case may be. But man, that would be great to see though. That would be great to see.
I forgot about Angelico.
Yeah, Angelico is definitely Angelico.
I didn't think he was still employed by AEW because
he is. Well, people that sometimes you don't see on TV a whole lot, they might end up becoming producers or trainers or something like that, and they're
Yep.
going like behind the scenes. But either way, man, listen, that is our show for today, man. Our first show on this YouTube channel. Hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell. Oops, hit my mic. Make sure it's for all that you can get all of our wrestling content. Okay, man. Now we definitely concentrating on like AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling and stuff like that, like the other promotions. We talk about the other promotions, and we touch on a little WWE as well. But thank you guys for hanging out, like and subscribe, man. And if you are a gamer, it is official. Hell Divers 2 Xbox has arrived, man. So Xbox game players are out here in the trenches with the PS5, and the Steam players out here going up against being a Hell Diver. So that's what I'm about to do when I get off this line. You got anything for the listeners out there, infamous one?
Yeah, man. Look here, for my Madden players out there, I went and got the new Madden for Xbox.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this: if your offensive line is trash, good luck. I'm doing a franchise mode with the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I've got Trevor Lawrence running for his damn life back there. Wow. But again, shout out to the man Eve for the platform. Shout out to Boogie Blizz. Shout out to my dog Vivo. What's up, girl? And hey, everybody, as you can see, you would need a haircut. I don't know how the boy can see. So everybody, please hit that like and subscribe button. And if you don't want to be famous, be infamous, be good at it, and wash your face before you wash your ass.
Till next time, y'all.
Later, folks.
Peace. Be out of here.